The FCS College Football Experience playoff preview and picks episode. The Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code. That is TCESGPN. So do that. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
This is Dan Hawkins. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the College Football Experience, the FCS College Football Experience, and other things, other games. Because first off, happy Thanksgiving if you're on the East Coast, because it just went past that midnight time spot. We got a college basketball experience episode coming up next. But I wanted to squeeze this one in. I didn't get a chance to do an episode last week, traveling, covering the Charleston Classic. So we got the FCS playoffs and just a great weekend of college football, whether it's really all around. And it's just an awesome next few days. I'll say that. There should be more college football games on Thursday, but we'll get to that. YouTube.com/the college experience. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swigga, Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Oh boy! Shout out to Carlton, turned 24. Happy birthday, brother! Shout out to Go Beeves. Likewise, brother. Likewise, Justin Casey. Almost said Chasey. Happy Thanksgiving to all, and to all a wonderful night and weekend of football, booze, turducken. Yes. So let's just get right into this. I know we got a basketball show next, but I just college. There's many layers to college football, and to me, I think the FCS is actually, for my money, it's actually like the best product these days with protecting the rivalries. For like, it's the best. Honest playoff. No, not as much corruption. There's still a tiny bit, I would say, but and then just all the other levels of college football that are there to protect us from this corporate corruption and shit coming into the sport. Let's jump into this though, because I can't wait for this weekend. So youtube.com/the college experience. Get on over there. You see right there, you got two fire uniforms there that will be in the FCS playoffs come this weekend. But boom, we got the FCS playoff bracket right there. The bye weeks right there. North Dakota State, Montana. Well, I guess Montana State's the 2 seed. Montana's the 3. Tarleton State the 4, Lehigh the 5, Mercer the 6, Stephen F. Austin 7, and UC Davis 8. So they are not playing this weekend, but the other teams are all going head to head this weekend, and it should be fucking fire. Shout out to the great Kevin Marshall. I highly recommend FCS Nation Radio. It just doesn't get better than that. I'm giving you just because I love football. All right, now he will dig into all that shit. He knows the storylines and stuff better than I when it comes to and he's been doing it for a long time. So check him out. But yeah, I'm super excited, and this is a little more than an FCS show too. So I just love this time of year where you get to really hone in on these playoffs. So out the gate, let me see. I do want to check out the FanDuel FCS market right now because North Dakota State's minus 290, Montana State's plus 550, Montana's plus 1200, Tarleton's plus 1400. I saw someone in the chat talking about Tarleton plus 1400. Get in on that action. That's what someone said there. Lehigh, the Engineers plus 4,500, Tennessee Tech plus 5,000, Mercer plus 5,000, South Dakota State plus 5,500. And then from there it goes to, also it's 5,500, Stephen F. Austin, then Abilene at plus 8,000. And then, Rhode Island, North Dakota, UC Davis, all at plus 10,000 there. And then, it goes to South Dakota, Youngstown State and Yale at plus 20,000. And then the rest, well, no, actually I'm surprised that it's not like, so Southeast Louisiana, the Lions, and, New Hampshire, the Wildcats plus 40,000 there, and Lamar plus 60,000, as well as Illinois State plus 60,000, and Drake and Central Connecticut State back at 1,000 to 1. So hey, jump in. The real Blue Devils, why not? Man, I mean, yeah, you're looking at the path here, and you look at North Dakota State and the wagon that they've been on this entire run over the past 20 years, I would say, is you gotta love that bracket. I don't know that anybody can. Maybe what's the best team to play with them? I like that could give them. I don't think UC Davis would be a good match. Like I think North Dakota State would fuck up UC Davis. So I actually think the team that if you're looking for the scenario that could actually maybe give them a game, I think it's Illinois State. I think Illinois State would be the one that actually could be the threat to North Dakota State, but I don't have it as much of a threat. I'm just saying if you're building it. And remember, guys, it's not Frisco, Texas at that fucking bullshit MLS stadium. This is in Nashville, the home of the pisser, Vanderbilt Stadium, legendary Vanderbilt Stadium. I'm going to try to get out to that on January 5th. So let's go. And shout out to John. He's repping Bo Brungard. Just give him the Walter Payton Award already, he's saying. Yes. So it's hard for me to build a case of NDSU not coming out of that bracket there. But I mean, obviously that's not a fun play minus the two. What was it? Minus 260? No, I think you're looking elsewhere. I know the chat was talking about, they hope we get a brawl of the Wild rematch there with Montana and Montana State. I do think that's a tricky Montana, the Grizz is a trickier, probably I think the more challenging bracket, because South Dakota State's had injury problems, but it's South Dakota State. They're capable. The Coyotes of South Dakota have gotten better than the second half part of the season. New Hampshire is a proud program historically. And then Mercer is a team that got red hot, as I'm sure, FCS Nation Radio Kevin will mention. I know he was talking about it a while back where, Mercer had woken up and just kind of been on a tear. I know they got destroyed by Auburn last week. What are we doing? I mean, come on. So that's the bracket that I think is the toughest. So if anyone's back in the Grizz, I think that's the hardest one. Bobby Hawk could desperately, use a championship win here. But so I'm going to say, to me, if you're looking for the value, I think it's got to be on the southern side of the bracket. If you're looking, youtube.com/the college experience. Tarleton State spends a lot of money. We know that, but I think they could, playing, Tennessee Tech. We'll see how for real they are. I'm a Bobby Wilder fan. North Dakota, I thought's played really good all year. That could be tricky for Tarleton. I kind of like Lehigh's chances against Villanova in a little Bethlehem versus Philly matchup, assuming Nova gets past Harvard. That's what's great too. Shout out to the FCS being a part, or I'm sorry, the Ivy League being a part of the FCS playoffs. But yeah, I mean, that bracket I think could be open. It could be open there. And then the other side, Montana State. So I actually think you are looking in that bottom left-hand bracket if you're looking for value. Now, the problem is you're going to have to play North Dakota State, probably. So I guess you're hoping that Illinois State can somehow knock off North Dakota State at that filthy Fargo Dome, which I think is very unlikely. But or maybe you go. So I think that is the easiest bracket. Bottom left, most vulnerable. Bottom right, though, you can get to the championship game potentially, and then some might want to hedge. Some will say, "Hey, it's in Nashville. Got an NDSU away from the Fargo Dome." So that's why I think, if it was me, I think you and it is me right now talking. So I think you would go. I think the play would be. I think it's Montana State. I mean, Youngstown's an interesting one, though. I'll say that for John's sake. Youngstown is one that I actually do think could give Montana State quite the game. So yeah, fuck it. Let's go with Youngstown State. You want crazy odds? Let's do it. Youngstown State. Shout out to the whole chat. All right. Yeah, I've been to Washington Grizzly Stadium, and it is awesome. Highly recommend getting up there for a game. So yeah, that's the bracket right there. Remember, it's in Nashville this year. So if Tennessee Tech could figure a way to get through all this shit, not far away. Anyway, look, so we got games going on this weekend. I love this weekend. I mean, we did the FBS show the other night, and even with them fucking up the rivalry games, like we don't have Colorado, Nebraska the final week. I think Iowa State should go back to the final week. It once was. We don't even have Farmageddon or there's a lot of rivalry games the final week of the season. I personally think Cal Stanford should be the final game of this or final week of the season. So that, I mean, the TV execs have fucked this up year by year. I mean, like you look at the Big 12 one. I don't know how they don't have the Holy War as the final game of the season. Disgusting. But it's still an awesome week. Almost every game has implications to either go to the playoffs, go to the championship game, or go bowling. And the FBS episode, go listen to it. Myself, Mac, CJ just dropped that thing, and doing the show live, I was like, "Fuck, man!" Almost like 90% of the games have meaning to it, and a lot of them are high stakes. A decent amount of them are high stakes rivalry games. But then you throw in all these other layers. Obviously, college hoops. We're doing college basketball experience later tonight, and I love Feast Week there. But then you factor in the FCS playoffs, which will be kicking off on Saturday morning, and a couple other big time games, which we'll get to. But let's get into this shit. Enough of me talking. Oh, wait a second. I still have to talk. But want to tell you folks that the college football experience, the FCS College Football Experience, is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And if you haven't got over to the SGPN store, you need to look at those fucking shirts right there on the screen. All right. I mean, Santa over 2.5 hoes, slaying bets. I mean, we got a bunch of great shit there. I mean, the Christmas sweaters, fantastic stuff. We got, Pick Dundee t-shirts in the chat. I'm sorry, in the store, not the chat. And so on and so on. I mean, we got Storm the Court. We got Eat Shit Pit t-shirts. Saudi Arabia State honoring Florida State. Hard Ticket to Hawaii, and so on and so on. Lock Dog tees, dog bowls. I mean, what are you doing there if you don't have that going? So get on over there. Promo code HOLIDAY, 25% off everything in the store. It is the perfect time for the DJ in your life. We're also brought to you by No Vig. Yes. Look, wait, that's not No Vig. It's hard to do this as don't have a guy behind the scenes. Look, Novig's America's #1 sports prediction market. And with Novig, you are getting the best prices. Novig's available in 35 plus different states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. So get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times the amount of money you enter. Also, Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code. That is TCE SGPN over at Underdog Fantasy. So jump on over there. It's a ton of fun. We play it in college hoops and college football all the time. They got the pro sports as well. Check it all out. All right. Well, look, tomorrow. I'm not thrilled with the fact we only have 2 college football games tomorrow. Not thrilled with that. I don't watch that NFL shit, but there's some fire college hoops matchups, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But we do have Memphis Navy, great college football game. You know I love Navy football. But we also get a classic rivalry that is 101 years old. 101 years old. Tuskegee is taking on Alabama State in beautiful, lovely Montgomery, Alabama. Now there is no line on this game, so you're gonna have to figure this out at Cut or Venmo or just hang out with your buddies, your uncle fucking Billy, and get him a few whiskeys deep and bet him for the Turkey Day Classic here. This is a legendary game. They've been playing this thing on Thanksgiving for a long fucking time. Tuskegee has won 2 straight games. They're going for a 3rd straight game. That's called a winning streak. What does he say in Major League? But Eddie Robinson and Alabama State are just fucking fire. And they missed the SWAC championship, but they are trying to get a 10-win season going. So, yeah. Looking forward to the rivalry factor here, but I fully expect Alabama State to fuck up to Tuskegee tomorrow. But you never know. It's a rivalry game. But it is better than any of that shit that's out there from the National Football League. But you got this. You got Navy, Memphis, and we'll take it. We got some great college basketball games. The chat's cracking me up right now. I personally, I think the FCS selling themselves short, not doing I know you got the playoffs starting, but I mean, we got to figure this shit out. There should be way more college football games. And part of why I get frustrated is if you look historically, if you just start going through old school college football, they used to play a ton of fucking games. First off, college football, don't let these fools tell you that it's not, the sport was created in November. All right. First ever fucking game was played in November. Also, they used to play on Thanksgiving a shit ton of games. If you go through the history of the sport, we got to get back to that. Fuck that NFL shit. We got to get back to going in. Yeah, the Egg Bowl should be there. Texas A&M as well. I mean, there should be some FCS matchups. I personally think the Commander-in-Chief Trophy. This is my perfect world. I like Army, Navy where it is. Fuck the people that want that change week 0. Fuck off. But I think you go. So Air Force plays Army and Navy every year. They should play Air Force. Air Force should play one or the other. It should rotate. So let's say this next year, 26. If they play Army, they should play on Veterans Day, right? Veterans Day in November. And if they play, so then they still have the Navy game left. Navy game should kick off our Thanksgiving every single year. And that should rotate. The next year, Air Force gets Army on Thanksgiving and Navy on Veterans Day. God damn it. Vote for Dundee as commissioner of college football. I make too much fucking sense. Can't wait to watch this game. Might have to get SWAC TV to check it out. If not, there's some illegal ways to view this. It used to be on ESPN. I don't know what happened. Maybe it still is and I just missed it. But anyway, we got that on Thursday. Okay. Now is where we really have fun. So Friday, we got a slew of great FBS college football games on Friday. The biggest ones are probably, I would say Texas A&M. You get Arizona State. That's a huge game. Some of the other ones have high stakes. San Diego State, New Mexico is a huge game. Yeah, and potential snow. I know we have a big storm going across the United States, which should make all of this fantastic, by the way. But I'm going to take you outside of our beautiful country, or the United States. I'm going to take you to a rivalry on Friday. So we're watching all these games, right? We got how many football games on Friday? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 FBS games. Pretty fire slate too. Most all of them have implications to some sort. But we also have, if you don't know about the Classico down there in Monterey, I highly recommend it. And this is on BN Network at I believe 7:30 Eastern. Could be wrong about that. I thought it was 7:30 Eastern. But folks, this Friday night, you are seeing the national championship in Mexico in this rivalry. These are like the two powerhouses in Mexican college football. And they've been playing since 1945, by the way. They are everything that is great. These games get fucking lit. All right. If you have not watched one of these, I highly recommend watching one of these. What is fascinating here is not only are they rivals where they play, and they're like the top two teams in Mexican college football each and every year, but also this is air raid against basically triple option. It's kind of yeah. I mean, kind of like Rice's offense, I would say. This is absolute fire. I'm telling you, just do yourself a favor. Do some YouTube clips of this from years past. And this game is fucking fire. To give you an idea, they met in the national championship a year ago. 24-21 overtime win for Borregos. And this is just classic college football 101. They're not far away. They have different ideology when it comes to their styles, and it's just fantastic, man. Every single year, we pretty much get this game. And Friday night, I will try to remember to put this link out for people. But I highly recommend watching this game. The absolute lit factor. It's like it's great to see Mexicans just in love with college football. So I think you know where I reside, by the way. All right. I think you know where I reside, but this is a huge rivalry game. I mean, like I said, 80 years of history there. How about the last three games? 24-21 overtime win by the Borregos. They've won all three, by the way. In 23, the Borregos won on a go-ahead touchdown with 22 seconds left to win 31-27. And then in 22, the Borregos got a goal line stand on the final play to win 32-30. Why would they not kick the field goal? It was a 2-point conversion. They had a penalty. So they had to go for the 2. Wow. Let's go. So that's our Friday night there. You mix that in at the same time. You don't have that many football games. So it's not like I'm being a dick here saying, oh, no, you won't have enough TVs. When this game's played, you got Texas A&M, Texas, right? You got Indiana, Purdue. Those are the only other games on at that time. So why not turn into the Classico? Reggio. Let's go. I'll send you guys a link. Hit me up too. This is, I'm telling you too. Feels bad, man. Do yourself a favor and just YouTube right now. I mean, or not right now. Do it after I'm done. But just look at the crowds, man. It is fucking awesome. It is absolute. It's just absolute fire. Highly recommend it. Yes. Now getting stats. What's crazy is I caught a little bit of one of the games a couple weeks ago on because they played on like a Thursday, I think it was, but maybe it was a month ago. But it's hard because a lot of the games are on Saturday, so it's the same reason why like D3 you can only like I watch all those D3, Thursday and Friday games they put on, but when you get to Saturday, it's very hard. But this is a perfect spot for you to learn about Mexican college football. Let's go. Jay Fez says, next slide. I should have gave this to CJ. I forgot about that. Yes, let's go. God damn, we got a big ass spider in here right now. That's wild. Next up on Friday or on Saturday. Where can you find a line? That's a great question. Some shithole in Tijuana or Monterey. But yeah. Man, that's a big ass fucking spider. Anyway, if I die here because of a tarantula or something, do you die from tarantulas? Is that true? Either way. Big ass fucking spider here. Next up, let's go to Saturday morning. Because Harvard is in the FCS playoffs, folks. Let's go. Shout out to I'm ready for that Duke game and that Carolina game. Hell yeah. Yeah, that is a problem, Dylan. And that's why they've I do think like they could use some help with the scheduling there. But Harvard and Villanova and Philadelphia. I thought for a second they might have played back in the day, but I couldn't really find proof of that. This line is where I saw it earlier. Harvard is laying 2.5. The over under at 56.5. Fascinating game here. I want to take Harvard so bad. I was hoping Harvard was going to host with their awesome stadium. Instead, they're at Nova. Nova's won 22 straight at home, as they're mentioning here. Yeah, I think you have to smash Nova as much as I want Harvard to win this game. Let's just lock things up right away. You ever tried to kill a spider while doing a podcast? I will say this: if you have not caught Harvard, I have heard speculation that they have a quarterback that could be a decently high draft pick. Might be worth checking out. Jaden Craig. Well, it's worth checking out the game, but that's another thing is I wonder what is the weather in Philly? Because I will say this, Harvard kind of a finesse team, I would say. So Philadelphia weather. What do we got on Saturday? Man, it's going to snow on Sunday. So what? High of 41 on Saturday. Should have no problem for Harvard. Yeah, I'm on Nova. Lock it up. I think we have to. There. Yeah. But yeah. Sorry. Just trying to see if I can kill this spider. Next up we have Central Connecticut State. The real Blue Devils are heading into Kingston, Rhode Island. Take on the Rams. Yeah. I mean, dude, this spider is like fucking that big, man. I've never seen a big spider like that, and this shit is big. All right, it's like that one shitty action movie, and like I don't remember the name of it. It's 10-Legged Freaks or some shit like that. Rhode Island is reigning CAA champs. They've won I think 6 straight. Is it? 6 straight Rhode Island's won, but they did struggle and lose to an Ivy. If you're looking for a reason why Harvard or Yale could win a game, is Rhode Island, who won the CAA, did lose to Brown earlier this year. And Brown wasn't even sniffing one of the top teams in the Ivy. Central Connecticut State, the real Blue Devils, back-to-back seasons. They've in the FCS playoffs here, but yeah, and I mean, look, they're a good story, but they barely beat my fucking Long Island Sharks. They won 10-7. They lost to Duquesne back on November 15th, and then took care of business against Mercyhurst by 7 to solidify themselves as a FCS playoff team. I would say you're going to get a pretty big line here, 17.5. Regionality. Didn't they played recently? What was the score of that game? Rhode Island won 21-17 last year. So I think we got to go back to the well. Give me the real Blue Devils plus 17.5. This was a playoff game, November 30th, 21-17. Come on, second time's the charm, right? All these are going on at the same time. I'm giving you chronologically the way these games are going, by the way, if you're curious. Next up, we have Yale and Youngstown State. Shout out to John in the chat, who is a Penguin fan. And Yale is getting 3.5 against Youngstown State. I hate this. I hate that I'm going to fade the Ivy, right? But I just think you got to take Youngstown. I will say this: if you're asking me to say which Ivy has the better chance of winning, I think it's Harvard. So I can't see Yale going all the way to the icebox a week after beating Harvard and getting it done against Youngstown. I just can't. I'll lay the 3.5. I think it's one of the better bets on the board. Let's go. That's Dylan. Why would they do that to themselves? I didn't even think about that. Dylan said, "How do I convince people in Ohio to watch the Youngstown Yale game while Ohio State Michigan is on?" Wait, Ohio State Michigan's noon, right? I have to ask that these days because the way the TV execs do this shit. It's noon still, right? They haven't moved this around, right? Because I feel like they fuck with us now. Still noon. Okay. This is hilarious. I didn't even think about that. Why would they do this to themselves? Why? Why couldn't they play this later? Why would they do this to themselves? It's like you're trying not to get fans. That's incredible. That's incredible. I'm like legit worried about the fan turnout now. Yale might be live. John, how many people will be at this game? I didn't even think of that handicap. Unbelievable. I'm starting to rethink myself here. Maybe that line's that short because only 10 people are going to be at this game. Yeah, John, I'm waiting to know how many people do you think will be at this game? Yeah, thank God for 2 TVs, but I'm curious about the gambling side of this. If this is just a COVID game with no fans in the stands, Yale might be a lot more live than I realize. Something to monitor there. Yale's a good football team. If you haven't caught them, because what Dante Reno, I think it is. He's a pretty damn good quarterback. Coach's son. So, yeah, I can't believe they're playing. Why would they do that themselves? They could have moved it to 3:30, 4. Why do that to themselves? Next up, I'll stick with my guns, John, but I'm a little worried now. A little worried. Next up, we have Assumption taking on Youngstown State. Andre Reed's alma mater. What? Dundee, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Well, I just want to take us all the way back here. If you're going to watch football all day, you got to appreciate that we have the playoffs going on on all levels here. D2 cuts down. Like I said, Andre Reed, former Buffalo Bill great. They stuck it to Bentley last week, 52-0, while Assumption pulled off the underdog role and took down Indiana, Pennsylvania there, 23-20 in a major upset. So now it sets up for Cutsdown to take on Assumption, and I believe Cutsdown beat the shit out of them last time they played. So I think you have to take Cutsdown here. But is this game fire? It is. Assumption already did it once. Why can't they do it again? Don't just make an assumption on Assumption. All right, because they've proved you wrong. So we got this going on same time, noon kick. All right. Let's get to a different game. Wow, Randolph Macon is in University Heights, Ohio. Same time, John. Same time. Taking on John Carroll. What are they doing? Schedule this same time. It's like they don't want to make money. Oh man, Ohio, I love you. So yeah, this one's a little tough because I mean maybe the families of the players will be at this game. So yeah, they both had buys last week, but excited to watch this one. I tend to think Randolph Macon is the play based off of the fact no one is going to be there. Shout out to Bill Russo, said I worked security at Bentley at a Bentley game once. They lost 5-3. Oh boy. Ohio just saying play on. Who cares? I thought they had the attorney general doing shit for them. Come on, man. You guys got to put this on Friday night or something. Next up. Oh shit. Another noon kick. Wisconsin lacrosse is taking on Hope. I mean, you can't fade Hope, right? It's in Holland, Michigan. You're not just going to walk in. This is a snowstorm. This is a fucking snowstorm. How far is Holland from Ann Arbor? I gotta know. Hold on. This is great. Oh, I didn't even think about all this shit. This is why I need a co-host on this episode because I didn't realize. It completely went over my head. All right, Google Maps. Holland, Michigan from Ann Arbor. What do you guys think it is? Watch it be like it. I'm guessing it's got to be far. Right? Don't do this. Don't do this. 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Still. Yeah. Is this game? This is gonna be in a blizzard, right? This is gonna be yeah. This one's gonna be great. We need Beanick to give us a report on this one. I tend to think that the home field advantage, but the Wisconsin lacrosse is used to crazy weather. Just so I think I'm gonna go with the one I trust more, Wisconsin lacrosse. The spite heading into the heart of a snowstorm. We're still at noon. Daddy, what are you doing? Eastern University in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, taking on the Diplomats of Franklin and Marshall. What? Wow. I mean, look, the Diplomats. You don't just. I made a lot of money in my day betting the Diplomats. Okay, so this is another one here. At least this one is away from the Ohio Michigan border to a certain extent, but this is one I feel like we got to get eyes on. Right, you got that 9 TV setup. Got to get eyes on this one, man. So just make sure it's out there. They had bye weeks, so didn't really get Didn't really get a chance to check them out last week, but I'm looking forward to checking out the Diplomats in this offense they're running. Dipset. Let's go. Fun game. I love Eastern University. Very original. Next up. Oh, Dundee. What are you doing here? Endicott and Salisbury. All right. I got this one matters to me. This one matters here. Salisbury all day. Salisbury all day. They're getting it done. They beat Endicott earlier this year. Do it again. Do it again right here. Salisbury gets the dub. Gets the dub. Hopefully they get some snow too, but it probably won't be. I think it's all going to be in the Midwest. But that's still at noon. No more. Muhlenberg is taking on Mount Union. What are you doing, guys? What are you doing in Ohio? Playing all these games in the middle of Michigan and Ohio State. But Muhlenberg, man, great season for you, Muhlenberg. But I think here comes the pain, right? I just think here comes the pain, right? It's just you beat Union New York last week. You got that playoff win. You could build on that as they won by 8, 34-26 last week. But now you're going in to Ohio in the middle of the Ohio-Michigan game, which, hey, if there's ever a time to get them, right? Wouldn't it be? Tickets for $11. Shout out to Virgil. Virgil goes to a lot of Mount Union games. He's the fucking man. He's a real one. That's how you know. If I was closer, I would be there. But I'll be watching, Virgil. It is real football. Let's go. Yeah, the Union. Well, I'm not gonna fade the fucking Union because
all I know is we're hard-working, tax-paying people like you, and we don't take shit from nobody. You got that, asshole? Ask me. The fucking union that works for you.
Then next up we have Dundee. What are you doing here? This one's in Georgia at least, but it's not like there's this Georgia Tech game going on at the same fucking time, right? LaGrange. It's taking on Barry, these Vikings, these pesky Vikings. This is one that I feel like we've all been waiting for, and this will be available. LaGrange up in an upset. They took down Framingham State last week, 24-21. They were the slight favorites. They got it done, like good teams do. And Barry's just been sitting there waiting for him. All right, just been sitting there waiting for him. Saying, "Bring it on, LaGrange." I'll take the Barry Vikings to get it done there in Mount Barry. Next up, well, we're still at noon, right? We're still at noon. Susquehanna is in Newport News, Virginia, taking on Christopher Newport. All right, shit. We didn't know we got this going on. Look, Newport's gonna fuck them up. All right. It's a dry campus. The dry camp, or it was at least 20 years ago. I knew someone that went there. So I think Newport's the play. It's at noon. They played earlier this year. Newport got them. Make it a second time. Hard to beat a team twice, they say though. Hard to beat a team twice. Carlton might be at this game. There we go. If so, tag us on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Excited for this matchup. This is still at noon. We're still at noon. Don't worry, guys. Springfield and John Hopkins, my boys. What a great run last year John Hopkins had before they ran into Mount Union. And now they're back at it. All right. Springfield doesn't stand a fucking chance. All right. They don't stand a chance. So I'm all over John Hopkins. I mean, just this noon slate's just insane. Don't give me another one. No. Come on. Frostburg State's taking on California, Pennsylvania. All right, Frostburg's a live dog. I'm just saying this right here. Frostburg's a live dog. I know you got your Perry Kemp glory there at California, PA, the old Green Bay Packer. All right, but I'm just telling you, Frostburg. I've been connected to this program before. I've caught them a couple times. They're live. Just saying that right now. All right. They're live. This is still at noon. All right, let's get past this noon stuff. Oh my God. Wait. Des Moines. This is going to be snow too, right? Because St. Francis, Indiana, heading into Grandview. Des Moines, Iowa. This is tough. I mean, NAIA stuff. They've never played before, but this is going to be in the snow. So I would imagine. So got to take Grandview there to get it done. Next up, we have. There we go. Finally, a different time slot as Illinois State at 1:00 Eastern kicks off against Southeast Louisiana. To be honest, have you guys? This stadium's awesome. Strawberry Stadium. If you haven't been down there, it's a great stadium. Great fucking stadium. Legendary stadium. Illinois State. This might be the game I want to see most for the first round. I think Southeastern Louisiana can catch them, but like I said, I also think Illinois State could be the most dangerous team out of that side of the bracket. This line, we do have a real line out there. I think. Sela's laying 3.5. I'm going to lay the 3.5. I think it's going to be a back and forth game, but down the stretch, Sela and the home crowd. Remember LSU? Well played. LSU's on the road, so you're good. You're good. Play on. Give me like a 28-21 type of game. All right. 28-21 type of game, or 21-17 even, something like that would still get you home. Very excited to watch this game. If you look at this, Illinois State, I know they're backdooring this. They got into the playoffs despite losing by 30 to Southern Illinois, but Southeast Louisiana, to me, has been a team that's been on the up and up all year. If you're looking at the stats on this one, it is kind of intriguing, mainly just because the yardage factor. They're 49th in the FCS in yards is Southeast Louisiana. Guess who's 50th? Illinois State. So we're just going toe to toe on offenses. Defensively, though, Southeast Louisiana is a top 10 defense, but this is where the conferences matter. Illinois State's defense doesn't chart anything close to that, but you're playing Missouri Valley teams left and right. Southeast Louisiana's in the Southland. You're not getting the same quality of team. So are they cooking the books a little bit? You're damn right they are. But we're getting this thing. Let's go Lions. Fun fucking game. Can't wait to watch this one. Next up, we have North Dakota heading to Cookeville, Tennessee to take on Tennessee Tech. This is a fire FCS game too, because Tennessee Tech's I think they might feel disrespected with their seating, but they did get a home game at Tucker Stadium there. I mean, this is the team that ran the table in the FCS. They have their one loss. They're 11-1 with their one loss being at Kentucky. Bobby Wilder and Tennessee Tech, a great story. They go out in the portal, they get the kid from Eastern Washington at the quarterback, Kekoa Visperis or whatever. And then you have North Dakota, who's 7-5, but man, I just remember them almost beating Kansas State at Kansas State. Probably should have been. This game's pretty fucking fire down here. Now, this one, I know what Tennessee Vandy's probably the same time. And shout out to GBO Farms. This current line is Tennessee Tech is laying 1.5. And in all honesty, I think North Dakota's going to get them. But I'm rooting for Tennessee Tech. But I think North Dakota's going to get them. I think North Dakota's a pretty good team. So I will take the Fighting Sioux to get that done. GBO's got to be tailgating already. Bobby Wilder is a great coach. I knew that hire was fire from the start. So this is the 1:00 slate, right? You're good. You're catching this game. You got the end of the noon games. And then boom, we get the Lamar Abilene Christian game. Series goes back to the 1950s. Very fascinating game here. Texas on Texas. Abilene won 28-14 the last time they played a couple years ago. This is Wildcat Stadium. Should be pretty lit for this one. I am currently seeing this line at Abilene laying 12.5. I kind of agree with that line because Lamar, they backdoored into the playoffs with a terrible fucking loss to McNeese, who was 5-7. So I'm going to lay it with Abilene. Might be chalky, and they do have a Texas on Texas game here. Love the regionality, but I think you got to lay it with Abilene. All right. Still here. Still at this 1 o'clock slate. Now we got a series that goes back 106 years. Drake heading up to that filthy, terrible, awful Dakota Dome. I mean, you could be playing in the fucking snow, boys. Instead, you got this bullshit. Drake did win the Pioneer League, but I imagine they're catching a gigantic number, huh? Let me confirm. Oh yeah, they're getting 18.5. That's not good. I actually think you should lay it because South Dakota played earlier this year, Drake, and they won 42-21. This is a higher stakes game. I think you lay it. I think you lay it with South Dakota. Love the rivalry factor though. On keep playing that. That's good. That's good. Next up. Oh man, same time zone or same time and same time zone, I guess. New Hampshire, South Dakota State in a battle at the Dyke House there. Last time they played was 2017. South Dakota State beat them 56-14. South Dakota State though has just won one of their last 4. And even with that, was an overtime win. Could New Hampshire be a live dog? First off, it's going to be cold as fuck with Matt Visa, quarterback spot. This line, South Dakota State laying 10.5. The problem I see here is like, which South Dakota State team we're going to get? I know they're a little healthier right now. Who am I kidding though? You go to the Dyke House, you're going to get fucking destroyed. I think you got to lay it. I think they win by 14 or 17 or something. So Chalk City over here. Lay it with South Dakota State. Yeah. Fire game. Folks, I want to tell you that the FCS College Football Experience is brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is crushing it in college football and college hoops. They got NFL and NBA as well, and Rhythm's also giving away weekly cash prizes for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets at the same time from any model that you build, and you could win $1,000. Use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. That's Rhythm, RITHMM, promo code SGPN25. All right, so we're still at that 1 o'clock slate, right? That 1 o'clock slate. Now it's going to get a little interesting because Ashland is taking on Ferris State, and this is in Michigan too. But Ferris State's smart enough to go after, 1 hour after. You catch the end of the game. Big Rapids, Michigan. This is going to be in the snow. I remember a Ferris State game, a year ago or two in the playoffs that was just in a fucking blizzard. It was awesome. But now you got Ashland taking on Ferris State. I can't wait to watch this. Love Ferris State. They need to go FCS. Grand Valley State and Ferris State need to go FCS. Shout out to Go Beavs. Am I going to be deep frying a turkey? No, I'm not, because thankfully this year I am not cooking the turkey. I like cooking a turkey, but life's been crazy this year, man. It's been harder. So I'm not cooking here. I'm just going to family's house. And then they're cooking. But previous years, shit, I think I've cooked for like the last 15 years. So yeah. But I would like to. Ferris State's going to roll here. Let's go. Next game here. Benedict and Albany State in Albany, Georgia. Whoa. We got games, guys. All this weekend we got fire. So this is one. Did they play it this year? No, but Albany State just beat Valdosta State, who was a wagon last season. Obviously, they lost their coach to Prairie View, but they beat Valdosta, but it was kind of dicey. 5-point win for the 1 seed. Meanwhile, Benedict upsets Wingate, and tell me you saw this fucking play they won the game on. You need to see the play. If you have not seen how Benedict won, you need to go. You need to go watch it. You got to fade Benedict in that spot. All right. I love the Benedict Dantle, but I'm saying you got to take Albany State here. Next up, we have Hardin Simmons and Trinity. Same fucking time. We're just getting classic after classic. San Antonio, Texas. You don't need that. This is great. This is out. I think this is still 1:00, so it is a little bit before the Texas A&M Texas game. All right, so we're home. We're home a little bit there. Feeling better about this one. For a second, I was like, "What are these guys doing? They're just trying to get no eyeballs on the thing." But they're being them. They had a bye week last week, so didn't catch them there. My first thought would be Hardin Simmons though, so should be a fun one there. They've been playing for 75 fucking years, folks. Pretty fucking awesome. Next up, Wisconsin Platteville. What? You're taking on Alma? Look at that logo. Fucking hilarious here. I mean, who doesn't just absolutely love what we got going in America here? It's college football all fucking day. All day. Yeah. This is an interesting one though. I really wish I could give you a better handicap, but I'm just going to go ahead and say Wisconsin Platteville is going to beat the boys in Plaid. All right. So let's get that thing done in Platteville, Wisconsin. They're going to get hit with snow too. Next up, DePaul, Wisconsin Whitewater. Yes. DePaul was an FCS. DePaul was a playoff team a year ago. Whitewater's been a playoff team every year ever, I feel like. So I mean, it's a fun one. But tall order to think you're just gonna walk in and fuck up Whitewater here. I will keep the chalk going with Whitewater. But still, awesome game. Fantastic game. Next up, we have. We're going chronologically, so I apologize if you want to, but chronologically, Monmouth, Illinois against St. John's, Minnesota, and Collegeville, Minnesota, in a series that goes back 20 years. I mean, who's not going to want to watch this one, especially with the high chance of snow coming through the area? I got to take St. John's. I know Monmouth used to play it in the snow, but it's all about you don't walk into Collegeville and push these guys around. All right, so gotta go St. John's here. Gotta get this done. Next, another one, Wheaton and Wartburg and Waverly, Iowa. They're getting dumped on too. We got a lot of snow games going on. Wartburg is a wagon, so you gotta go with Wartburg here at home. Great logo too. So we gotta go. We gotta get in on this action. All right. Just great game though. Next up we have, Hanover and North Central. Honestly, folks, if you haven't seen North Central over the past few years, they've been just a wagon. Very excited to catch this one. I don't have a line on this. Obviously they need it. At what point can we get lines going on these games? But, I can tell you this, North Central has been elite of late, I will say. So I would assume they stick it to them. Load up. There we go. Load up against although Hanover did beat Grove City last week. Watch that game. 23-15. Got the best of Grove City. So there's that. It can be hot. Sometimes you get that bye week. That can be the worst thing that happened to you. Yeah. North Central is just a factory, though. You got to take them. You don't walk into Naperville. All right. They've been playing since fucking 1948 too. Fantastic stuff. Next up we got Coe College. That's Marv Levy's alma mater, heading to Arden Hills, Minnesota to take on Bethel. Well, Bethel was really good last year. They had that run to the playoffs. So this is your upset. This is your fucking upset. All right. Coe College beat the shit out of Concordia, Wisconsin last week, 44-7. And Bethel's sitting there waiting for him. Coe College got Marv Levy, Yeah, I mean they got a few others too. I feel like I think David Johnson might have spent a year there. We got to load up. We got to load up on an upset here. Live Dog Co. Let's go. Next up. Oh man, we just keep getting great games at this time slot. Newberry is taking on West Florida. So West Florida, they've been balling out. They've been balling out lately. They took down North Greenville 43-19 last week. Newberry did stick it to Kentucky State after they did that wild shit in the final week of the season, switching their schedule all around. So Newberry and West Florida doing battle here. West Florida's been a wagon. So I'm going to continue to go chalk on this. West Florida rolls. The Argonauts. Let's go. Next up, we have another one in River Falls, Wisconsin. Chapman from Southern California all the way to River Falls, Wisconsin. Assuming it's the same Chapman. This, by the way, I fucked up a slide. They didn't play in 1896, I don't think. Yeah, take the cold school, easy play. Next up, oh my God, Southeast Florida's taking on Kaiser Permanente. Look, Kaiser is another one that's a wagon. So this is another easy read. In-state battle though, gotta love it. You know, going all the way up to Fort Lauderdale, you gotta love it here. So I think Kaiser's the play. You can get this. All this game's available this weekend, guys. What are you doing if you're not watching this shit? So yeah, you got that going on. We're gonna check out that. There's a few other games. Don't worry, guys. There's a few other games. Dort is taking on Marion in Indianapolis, and they have been playing for 101 years. This is accurate here. Dort, the defenders, going into Indianapolis to take on Marion. I think Dort is live personally. Dort seems like a football team. You know, Marion's got to worry about this, I think. So watch out for Dort as they head into Indianapolis. They're all over this one here on the College Football Experience. Next up, we have Campbellsville taking on Benedictine. Benedictine was a wagon last season. Felt like throughout the year we took them. So Benedictine's won in Atchison, Kansas. That could be frigid tomorrow. I think they're the play though. Let's go back to Chalk City. Then you have William Penn taking on Friends. How many of us have them, right? And Wichita, two big time Kansas football games. Isn't that the best part about that? You get these Kansas games that are more important than the actual Kansas games that are in the FBS. I'm on Friends. I think Friends is another one. William Penn, fun story. Not buying it. Friends is going to roll. All this at the 1 o'clock slate. Now we jump over to the 2. No, we have one more. This is the last 1 o'clock slate game in Columbia, Kentucky. Lindsey Wilson. Who's that? I'll tell you who that is. That's someone that's dominating on the football field. But Indiana Wesleyan ain't putting up with that bullshit anymore. I think we got a live dog, guys. I think we got a live dog in Indiana Wesleyan coming up to Lindsey Wilson. All right. Just saying right here. See you on cut. All right. All right. Now we go to the 2 o'clock slate. 2 o'clock slate. We got a banger. All right. Look, I don't like football in domes. I don't think it should ever happen. But if there was ever a game that should happen in the domes, if you're asking me to force myself to say what game would you say, okay, I'll give you the pass, the hall pass. It is this game right here, the Bayou Classic in New Orleans. The uniforms, the bands, the style in this game. In my opinion, it is college football 101. It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat. I miss the days of Eddie Robinson too. May he rest in peace. This game's fan. Southern just named Marshall Faulk their head coach. How about that? Earlier today, Marshall Faulk, their new head coach. Southern, disastrous season, 1-10. 1-10. They beat Mississippi Valley State and Terrell Buckley by 5. But man, it's been a tough season. And what's crazy is I remember watching that season opener against Central, and I thought they were playing tough, specifically the first half. But boy, did the season come crashing down on them. Last time they stepped on a field, they're coming off a bye week. Last time they stepped on a field, they took on Texas Southern and Chris Dishman, and they lost by 5. They fought hard, though. Interim head coach, rivalry game, NBC, nationally televised. Taking on Grambling State. Now, Grambling State's pretty fucking good, though. They did play Ohio State earlier this year and lost 70-0. But Grambling State, solid team. Kind of got beat down by all the teams that were better than them. They got up, though, and beat Jackson State. That was the biggest win of the season for them. And this, I think we actually have a line on this, too. Yeah, Grambling's laying 13.5. I'm going to lock up Southern in the points. This is a fucking rivalry game. Who are we kidding here? Yeah, Southern money line. I am with you. Let's go. Throw out the points. Let's go. Fire game. Fire game. All right, there's only a couple more left, and then we're good. Oh my! This is my favorite game on the whole fucking weekend. All right, for this, for the non-FBS matchups, this game. This one's for the real ones. If you know, let me just quickly do some homework for you. Pittsburgh State's been a wagon for a long time. If you didn't know. I'm just going to try to give this to you if you don't know. All right. Pittsburgh State. Well, first off, they've won 4 natties, right? 4 natties. And they haven't had a losing season. Well, they had one they went 5-6 in 2009. But other than that, that's their one losing season since 1977. Dennis Franchione, former TCU guy, Tim Beck. Yeah. Tim Beck, the OC of Vanderbilt. You can go on and on. I mean, it ties back to Gary Patterson and Jerry Kill. It is a football school through and through. It's fucking phenomenal. And their name is the Gorillas. Fucking great. Right? They're taking on my favorite team in college football. And I'm going to give you some more knowledge on Harding, triple option team. Paul Simmons, best coach in fucking college football, man. How about this for his track record? You ready for this? I'm going to give you it. He became head coach of Harding at 2017. He went 11-4 and lost in the second round of the college football playoffs. Then in 2018, 9-3, first round exit in the playoffs. Then 10-2 at Harding. Made it. Got upset again in the first round. Then COVID happened, no season. Then 21, 11-2. They get to the second round. Then 22, 9-2. Then 23, 15-0. They win the Natty. And then last year they went deep into the playoffs. Just did not win it. When they lost in the third round or fourth round, they went 12-2. And then this year, guess what? They're 12-0. This motherfucker's a beast, and this game is absolutely phenomenal. Yes, Kevin. I mean, Harding is just. I love this game, and yeah, Willie Fritz. I know he played at Pittsburgh State. He might have coached too. I'm probably right there. I'm telling you, get eyes on this shit. This shit's one of the best games going on this weekend. I can't wait. Give me Harding. Can't wait though. Can't wait to watch this. All right, we got a couple others. Minnesota State's taking on Indianapolis in Indianapolis, believe it or not. The Mavericks of Minnesota State, they were good last year, but now they got to hit the road, go into Indiana, take on these Greyhounds. We might have another live dog here. Minnesota State, think they can hang in this game. All right, let's go on. So this is by the way, I rudely did not tell you, this is the 2:00 time zone. We got a couple others too. We got UT Permian Basin against Western Colorado and Gunnison, by the way. And if you haven't seen Western Colorado Stadium, it's pretty fucking fire. Very excited to watch this one here. Just gonna Google image the stadium again, just because I do this half the season. That's a fire stadium. That's a fire stadium right there. Good job well done. Curious how the weather will be, but I am going to be repping Western Colorado here against Permian Basin, but should be a fun one. And then Morningside is taking on College of Idaho, which is about 30 minutes outside of Boise. I caught a College of Idaho game last season, not this season. Pretty good. They won by like 50 against the Oaklanders of Lincoln, California. Taking on Morningside and Caldwell, Idaho. Cool stadium too. College of Idaho is going to roll them. All right, get your Morningside shit out of here. Coming into Idaho, fun game. I think it's on Flow Sports. Terrible thing, but hey, they got football. Carroll, we got an in-state battle in Butte, Montana as well. It's Carroll is taking on Montana Tech, and they've been playing for 105 fucking years. Kevin, you going to this game? What are we doing? What are we doing, brother? I know my Montana's gigantic, so I have no idea how close you are to Butte. But get on over there. Check out the ball game. I'm on Montana Tech. And then the final game on the slate. And the real way you're supposed to end the first playoff week of college football. Well, I guess the second, depending on how you look at it. Let's go to the SWAC, where Florida A&M 5-6 playing for a 500 season. Hasn't been the type of season they want. Remember a couple of years ago, Willie Simmons had this program rolling. Terrell Buckley and Mississippi Valley State has been a fucking disaster, but it's only year one. They've won one game, and that was, speaking of the devil, a 49-0 win against Lincoln, California, the Oaklanders. I love how they show up in every podcast. Valley State, they need a win. They need to win bad. We have a line. They've been playing this game since the 1980s. Valley State's catching 14.5 at home. And I hate to tell you this, but we got to lay it. We got to lay it with Florida A&M. But I'm watching all this shit Saturday. It's great. That's our show. That's our fucking show. They're giving us a SWAC game. Don't forget, though. Do not forget that, yes, the FCS playoffs are rolling along, but we have the SWAC championship next Saturday between Prairie View and Jackson State. That's a fire game in 9 days. So, and then after that, we got the Celebration Bowl as well. We're going to break it down all for you here. Let's go. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience, the FCS College Football Experience, is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. God bless college football. All right. And let me tell you, watch all these games from Mexico to Montana to fucking Philadelphia and so on and so on. We got college football and it kicks ass. College Basketball Experience is coming up next. Let's fucking go. Yes. I don't need no fucking partners. All right, let's go. Give me this fucking Pittsburgh State game and I'm good. All right. Take me all the way back Friday night. This is one's like a solo, like if you have 3 TVs, just get one of the games on. Viva the Revolution with our fire slate of games where I keep forgetting that I had this many games on the card. Let's go. The Classico. All right. We'll be back in 20 minutes. All right. Talking college hoops. This is the College Football Experience. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy life. We'll all be dead one of these days. This is the College Football Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here. Run and shoot. We can Fuck that spider.